Dear Forrest, my old friend, I come here bearing my regrets. My words are as good as a slur, but hear me out. I know betrayal is not something worth ignoring, but I promise karma has taught me its lessons. I can't lie, it's bittersweet, but I'm a changed man, for worse or better. It was a painful process, but I went through it regardless, so it's okay for you to put some trust in me. Apart from the words I'm sorry, and all these gestures of apologies, I also brought tidings and sacrifices in the hopes you'll forgive me. I know there's still not enough to pay the debt I owe you, but hear me out. You were the first to let me confide in you. I relied on you and told everything from inside me, until I was able to climb the stairs and find better networks. You are my friend, the only one. When I needed shelter from the thunderous rain, your leaves took the beating from me. When the sun was too hot and damaging, your leaves cooled down the temperature. And surely I should be doing something in return, right? No, I didn't. Because the first chance I got, your oldest tree was burned. Before I cut it, I repeatedly burned you, but you still stood upright. Hell, you even protected me from the beasts that posed danger, only for me to maliciously return the favor. We can say a lot, and I'm sure we got the time, but I'm here to apologize and make things right. I come with all the blessings I can offer. I'll show you the lies I tried to cover. Even if I forget it, it's something I gotta discover. It brings upon some shame, but what is shame? When you face the court in acts of surrender, when you feel the guilt and decide you should suffer, when you accept that it is all but over. Should my sins be something I should be sweeping under? Your origins are something you should remember, was the first piece of advice you gave me. I abided by it until I fell for my vices and betrayed you. I traded your grace for a silk road to tread on. Your kindness was something I couldn't decipher, because I have never seen anything that took little time to recover. Some say you could go on forever and offer your gracious services for generations to come. Hell, you can even be there for my grandchildren and the greater ones as well. Your breathtaking scenery gives the illusion about the existence of a spell. Your winds told the time, so no one needed to ring a bell. I remember when I was young, you never ran out of stories to tell. Hell is what happened when I kept on burning you and the Almighty felt the heat. So he dropped an everlasting snow to keep you cool. Maybe that's why you're not as warm as you used to be, but in you still lived some truth. So I come here asking for a truce. I feel broken inside. None of the world's greatest pleasures seem to fulfill me. I guess that's what happens when you do deeds that make you end up feeling guilty. The one with the biggest felony happens to be the first one to claim his innocence. But I'm at a point where I can't deny the basics. I'm not coming with the most generic term of apology, one that's the latest. No, I come here to reconcile. Even though I let foreigners bypass your territory, I come to ask for a second chance. If I mess up again, this will be my last dance. That is why I face you up front with nothing but mercy to ask. I promise this will be the last. I pray you be like the father that welcomed his rebel son with open arms, despite his eldest son's qualms. I pray you give your gracious forgiveness. Otherwise, I am done for in this cold and wicked world. Not even my mother's hold would liberate my lost soul. If you keep freezing like this, I'll start to think either hell is cold or it's out for a reason. It was never my intention to commit treason. I lose a sense of life with the passing of the seasons. But karma did its toll, so I'm guessing that we're even. I may have committed a sin, but I promise I'm not evil. Though I feel like for everything that is bad, there is a certain level I promise I'm not that advanced. At least now, as I erase the memories of the games I used to play, I now seek a truth that can have my soul liberated, one that keeps myself at bay. I work to redeem us every day, and no, this is not a facade I display. This is the one I show when I'm alone and I pray. So I ask you, give me ease, allow me to be free, allow me to breathe. What happened to the warm and refreshing breeze you once had? Now all I feel are frostbites on my hand, but I still bring them out when I pray. When I forget there was a man who shed his blood to pay all the sins man has ever made. So it begs the question, if my words were forgiven by God, what makes me think he would not?